Hello everyone, if you read the title, it's right, the one-for-all escalation mutator is very likely to be bugged. It affects every escalation player out there. I have solid proof that the mutator is not working as described by the devs on the official channels, and I also have a very strong suspicion that it negatively affects the loot drops on escalation, including prototype drops. You are going to get less strikers, LMG and Sheska drops from this bug. You can help me and the greater community though by at least upvoting the issues that I'm going to be sharing. High upvotes and engagement from the community makes the devs acknowledge this issue and prioritize a bug fix. So there you go. Let's show you the first issue. So this first issue was made by me. This was already shared on the latest two videos, and let me show you the in-game description for this thing. So it reads as follows. 1-for-all. When combat starts, some random enemies receive 1-for-all. 1-for-all grants 40% damage resistance to allied enemies without 1-for-all within 20 meters. That first part right there is already wrong. So I have the first example right here that I already shared on the Division 2 box tracker, and this is a situation where I have 3 different enemies with 1-for-all. All of the 3 enemies are within the very short range of each other, and as you can see from the left side of the screen as well as from the damage numbers that are coming out, I'm getting reduced damage to any enemy marked with 1-for-all. So yeah, this is clearly not working as intended, at least based on the in-game description. So yeah, I mean, I tried to kill that enemy, but I want to cut this part right here. Like you can read the issue on the bug reporter. So anyways, let's continue along with the description because the mutator is still broken in other ways. So as you can see, it says, quote, however, damage inflicted on enemies with 1-for-all is also applied to all enemies without it in the same radius, unquote. As you can see, that is also a lie. I was doing spread damage to the enemies. Even though they had 1-for-all, the spread damage goes to all enemies. Now, you may be thinking, well, that's a good thing, you know, that means that we can spread more damage to more enemies. And I mean, sure, I can get the sentiment right there, but the issue is that, again, this is not working as based on the in-game description, and we don't have any idea. You already saw right there that how the spread damage works. We don't have any idea on how this mutator is supposed to work. So talking about that, here's the official patch notes. It says for 1-for-all, quote, enemies affected by 1-for-all grants 50% damage resistant to allies within 20 meters. Damaging 1-for-all marked enemies will propagate that damage to all of their allies within that range. If we go by the official patch notes, then yes, this mutator is technically working by intended, but there is one aspect where the mutator is still not working regardless of the two descriptions that I read to you, and that's that the damage reduction that we are getting from 1-for-all, it's 60% instead of the 40% as described in-game and the 50% as described on the official patch notes. So here I have a little screenshot from the first example that I share right here. I'm gonna take out my calculator. You know, Division 2 videos are going to become pretty good when the creator gets the calculator or spreadsheet out. So anyways, this first damage right here is a shot that I do to an enemy with the damage reduction with 1-for-all. And the second damage right here is the damage that I'm doing without the damage reduction. If we take that number and we divide it by that, we can see that I'm only doing in this clip 39.83% of the damage that I'm supposed to be doing. I know this is from 1-for-all damage reduction because that's the only mutator that's on all of the enemies on that room. So yeah, I can definitely tell that the damage reduction is significantly higher than it's supposed to. So because of that, I made this issue on the bug reporter, and I want to know from the devs and the community at large, we want to know if how it's supposed this mutator to work. Like, what's the actual damage reduction that we should be getting? How's the supposed interaction for this thing supposed to work? Whatever. Like, we just want a clarification from the devs, and if possible, prioritize a bug fix. That's why I highly advise everyone that watches this video to link the things click the link in the description about the issue, and if you can do some more texting on your own, you can leave a contribution down below. This already has a ton of contributions, but it always helps to get more engagement from the community, as the devs already mentioned on one of their live streams. I'm going to be showing that a little bit sooner. So anyways, that's the first issue. You already know that one. The second issue though, and that's the one that I'm making this video for, is this one right here. The issue is titled "No Drop for One for All Mutator Kills." This is an issue that was made by Not Draysky. Again, it's not me, of course. And the steps to reproduce, according to this poster right here, are as follows. 1. An enemy with one for all mutator spawns. 2. Targeting the enemy with one for all kills all other enemies. And 3. Enemy killed gives no drops. Frequency every time. I can definitely tell from some extended testing on my own, at least 15 escalation runs that I've been doing on the past few 2 days. I can definitely acknowledge that I've been getting reduced proto drops from this mission. I mean, even the final mission summary from the last 2 videos that I shared, the kill count that I'm getting is significantly lower than what I was getting before with the previous mutator rotation pulls. So yeah, I definitely share the same suspicion as OP and the contributors that already share a comment down below. Now, one quick comment and what pet peeve that I have with this platform right here is that I originally mentioned that I was indeed getting some loot drops from the spread damage from One for All. And unfortunately, I didn't do enough testing, and I can now say that this testing is a bit flawed. I share this clip right here. Come on, YouTube, don't freaking freeze on me right now. All right, there we go. So I killed that enemy over there. It has a One for All, and one of the enemies drops a normal high-end drop. Now, my idea was that, well, maybe this is not bugged and we are maybe getting a reduced amount of loot drops from the game. But now that I made more escalation runs on my own, I'm definitely not getting enough proto drops from this mission. So yeah, I apologize for the horrible contribution that I made on this issue right here, and I really wish Ubisoft, if any person from Ubisoft is watching this, please allow us to either delete our contributions or edit them at least, because how is it that I can only make one contribution? Like, come on, guys! Like, how do you want us to cooperate on these kind of issues? You know, like, be better. I don't know. So, anyways, and finally, again, as I said with the second issue, by the way, please upvote this issue. This one is a bit harder to make a contribution, but if you have noticed that you get less prototype drop from this, please leave a comment down below. Like, the devs will notice this, they will acknowledge this, and they will prioritize a bug fix. And why am I saying all this? And what's the reason why I'm deciding to make this horrible one-take video where I don't even have a script or something? I'm just saying random stuff right there. Well, that's because of this little clip right here. So this is from a live stream that the devs made, the Devs Know live stream from 3 days ago, and they said the following quotes. Let me show you the clip.
Indeed, actually is participating in the chat once again saying, I have more than one example and even my reports getting validated because of no contribution. Those bugs are still valid. And that's pretty much why we are trying here to ask the community to contribute, to help, to support. Because if one person goes there, report, doesn't get like enough traction on that bug, could be like one coincidence, one exception from one specific user. But if we have a lot of players going there and supporting the same ticket, then we know it's a bug, it's important, we need to fix. Again,
so yeah, we want to let the developers know that this is indeed a bug. They need to fix it. They need to prioritize this, especially we're getting targeted strikers loot the day I'm releasing this video. So yeah, I mean, even if the devs, they don't want to like imply that they kind of treat this as a bit of a popularity contest. They try to put the genie back in the bottle, but like, the statement is out there, dude. Like, even if they have a backlog or something, they're going to prioritize the stuff that gets the most engagement. And I definitely agree with that, you know, like, that's a good thing. But I mean, that's why I'm making this video in the first place. These issues need to be looked at, and they need to prioritize a bug fix before the next patch drops, which drops with Incursion on August 11th. So yeah, let me show you just one last clip from the backlog thing.
The thought of having the bug reporter, because at the end of the day, what happens is that as long as you help us and you put the bugs in the system, they enter our system. So that means we have the bugs. of course, we're going to look at upvotes in order to prioritizing on our side, like what is super urgent. But the things that don't get upvoted, that doesn't mean that we're going to ignore them or forget them. Yep. They still enter in the system. And once we have our priorities sorted, then we can look at the backlog and look at all the things that are in there and see, okay, how many of those can we fix? And those bugs, they go in the system. Some dev might actually pick it up and look at it, even us necessarily having to go and say, hey, please fix that thing. So no matter what, it is useful.
So yeah, I mean, I really appreciate the transparency from Massive, from that Cliff. Like, I mean, non-sarcastically, we rarely get these kinds of comments from the devs. So please, guys, help us upvote this issue, help us make some contributions, and I'm pretty sure that we can get the dev to maybe squeeze a bug fix 2 weeks from now when the next incursion drops. And I already know this, also the urgency behind this video, like, I know that the devs sometimes don't fix the escalation problems, bugs, balancings, whatever. And I don't want this thing to like last until year 8 season 3 because this bug is horrible. Like we already had something like the token, the amount of tokens that you get for escalation completions that we have back in year 8 season 1. That thing took 3 months to get a fix, or at least some positive change. So I don't want a similar thing to happen again, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, I also don't want to fill all my videos with a long 45-second disclaimer. I want to keep like my views on like a decent level. So yeah, definitely gonna keep a disclaimer on those videos, but I don't want to make it that long. And that's also why I felt compelled to make this video. Like, I want to bring light to this issue and use my channel for you guys, like try to get these issues like some light and get this fixed as soon as possible. So anyways, thank you so much guys for listening to me. And for the regulars, quick channel update, gonna be releasing 2 more escalation videos in the weekend. Bank headquarters should be releasing very soon after this video because we got targeted strikers, yay! Tomorrow then I'm gonna be releasing Stranded Tanker, that's the last escalation mission from the rotation pool that I haven't covered. And I also have a video for Flawless Paradise Lost Incursion. I did it on my own and I got a prima donna. I'm definitely excited to show you that run very soon. So yeah, and finally, let's try to reach 1,000 subs, guys. You can help me by leaving a like in this video, subscribing, leaving a comment down below. I read all of your comments. Tell me what you think about this unscripted video that I make. And yeah, so see you guys in the next video. Have a nice one. Thank you guys for the support. Bye bye.